Hey there folks, Uncle Troy here. A few more questions about the Samsung HMX-F80 camera. Question number one was, am I a paid spokesman for the camera? Do I get commission off people that buy this or anything like that? And the answer is no, I do not get paid extra for anything I say about the Samsung HMX-F80 camera. I just bought it, posted a video on YouTube, and a lot of people wrote in to ask me questions, so I keep answering questions. That's the only reason I keep posting these videos, is because you keep asking me questions. I do sometimes, YouTube lets me put advertisements on the video. You might have a little bar down here suggesting, where to buy video cameras or links to other reviews. You might have had a video at the start or the end of the video, a commercial saying, hey, click here to buy a camera. I don't have anything to do with that other than the fact that I tell YouTube it's okay to put advertisements on my videos. But I'm not a paid spokesman. Another question is, do I recommend people buy this camera? And for the most part, I do. The camera has a couple of weaknesses, in my opinion. One of them is that it does not like low light conditions. In fact, that's why I pretty much record all my videos with this camera outdoors. Right now it's a kind of overcast day. There's just a little bit of sunlight and I'm still standing in the shade, and the camera thinks there's plenty of light. Pretty much any outdoor scene, it thinks there's plenty of light. When it comes to filming an indoor scene, however, I have to turn on pretty much every light in the house, and still sometimes it doesn't seem to have enough light. It goes to a lower resolution or a slower frame rate, and you don't get the full HD effect. The full HD experience, I guess say, because it tries to compensate for what it thinks is a low light condition. Another thing the camera doesn't do very well is it has a very good optical zoom, 52x optical zoom, but the automatic focus does not keep up with the optical zoom. If you zoom in very tightly, very quickly, or zoom out very quickly, the autofocus doesn't keep up and you get a fuzzy blur. So if you see something interesting way over there, you zoom in. Instead of getting a good, nice tight shot of whatever it is you're looking at, instead you get this little blur in the middle. And then by the time it finally focuses, either because you hit the automatic or hit the manual focus, or you backed up a little from the zoom to let it focus, then that very interesting thing has hopped off or flew off or whatever interesting things do for you. Now, aside from the problem with the low light levels and the autofocus and the zooms, I've not had a whole lot to complain about on this camera. So if you're planning to use the camera mostly in outdoor settings when it's daylight, you're not planning to do a lot of action shots where you're quick zoom in and out, I think the camera is an excellent value. Less than $200, manufactured, recommended, suggested retail price, or whatever that stands for. On the other hand, if you're planning to use the camera in low light conditions, you're doing a lot of action zooms in and out, then you're probably not going to get very good results and you'll be disappointed with the camera. So in those situations, I'd recommend you do not buy the camera. Have any more specific questions, just leave them in the comment section below. And the third question this week is whether or not the camera has a headphone jack. A couple of weeks back I talked about how it does not have a external microphone input jack, but does it have an external headphone output jack, so you can put on some headphones while you're watching the video or whatever? And the answer, of course, is no. It has this tiny little speaker which has very little output, so to speak, not much volume at all, and you pretty much have to have your ear right up against the camera to hear it in any type of real world situation where you got other people talking in the same room or whatever. So no headphone jack. Now, just like the microphone jack, I think somebody that knows a little about electronics and is willing to crack open the case can add one, but it's not something that the average person is going to do. So no to the headphone jack. Okay, and that's all the questions for today. Feel free to write in if you have any more questions. Leave them in the comment section below. And once again, since it's fairly popular, I'm going to try to do a little time-lapse shot and see if these dark clouds do anything interesting in the next few minutes. This is Uncle Troy signing off. Please have a good night.